Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my June wrap up. It was quite a slow reading month actually, and there are reasons for it, but it was really slow. I feel like I've been averaging probably like 8 to 10 books a month. This month there were 4. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk about them all. So the first book that I read, I continued with the Zodiac Academy series, and I read Zodiac Academy Shadow Princesses. So you just picked up at the lunar eclipse with Lionel and him using Darcy and Tori to like move the shadows through them so that they all have the power of the shadows. And so this book kind of follows their journey with the shadows and how they're dealing with it and learning more about it and trying to figure out what Lionel's up to. I must say, first off, I did not do the reading order correctly. You're supposed to read the Ruthless Boys of Zodiac Academy before this because you meet a key character from that. Yeah, I goofed. I didn't look it up. And I just dove right into because you're so heavily in this series. I just thought, it's not important. So I read it, and the ending, guys, one half of it I saw coming from a freaking mile away. Like, I knew it was happening. Did I want it to happen? No, but I saw it coming, and when it hit, I was like, yep. Not surprised at all. This makes perfect sense. The other part, though, I did not see coming, but I was not overly concerned with that cliffhanger because, really, how could that be true? So, it was really good. I gave it 5 stars. I just love the series. I love these characters. I do not love the spice, which obviously I talk about in every video. I try to avoid it. So there's a good bit in these books. I feel like they're ramping up the more the books go, but the plot is so good that I look past the spice and just read it for the plot. I just can't believe it left on such a cliffhanger. Like, I'm the type of person, even if I know something's coming, I could reread the same book and still feel the emotion so strongly. And that's how I felt with this book, is that I just felt the emotions so strongly. Like, I was heartbroken at the end of this book. I would definitely recommend this series to people who enjoy the magical fantasy books. I think they're great. Then I went over, because I was supposed to read The Ruthless Boys, so then I was like, let me go read that real fast. And so I started with Dark Fae. And this book follows a girl. She's a vampire. Her name's Elise. I want to say Castillo. It might be Castillo. I'm not sure. And her brother died while he was at school, and they said he committed suicide, and she's like, that's not true. Like, there's absolutely no way. I know my brother, and he did not commit suicide. So she has this plan to enroll in this school and to figure out what happened to her brother. And in the process, she meets the 4 kings of Aurora Academy, which are like the 4, it's kind of like the heirs in Zodiac Academy. Like, they're the 4 most popular, most powerful. 2 of which are in a gang war with each other. And she's drawn to all of them. So that was pretty interesting. I gave this book 4 stars. You could tell right from the beginning that it was going to be heavier on the cursing. It was going to be heavier in the sex area. Like, it was just going to be a little bit more than my personal taste likes. And in order for me to, get over that, the plot line has to be good enough to, grip me and to, get its talons into me to where I feel like I can't put it down. And I don't feel like this book did that. Yeah, and then the other aspect of it that I wasn't a huge fan of was it's really heavily in dark magic. Dark magic enters Zodiac Academy series, book 3-ish. And if you watch my other video, you know I wasn't a big fan of that. and this book was very heavy in it, so it just didn't really sit 100% with me. But I finished the first book, and it was okay. Like, I mean, I don't even remember what happened at the end of the first book, but I did go on to the second book, which was Savage Fae. I don't really remember what happens in this book. I mean, it's still kind of following the same premises of the previous one, where she's still trying to uncover her brother's murder, but she realizes it's a lot more complex than that, that there is some weird stuff going on at Aurora, and that she's having a hard time balancing all the guys that she's trying to like keep interested in her. This book got 10 times spicier than the book before did. So much so that I did not finish this book. I actually DNF'd it. I just really am not a fan of when books are super duper heavy on the spice, and I've already said I didn't really like the dark magic. It didn't sit well with me, so I decided, this isn't for me. Also, I looked up spoilers. That's one thing to know about me, is I'm most likely going to look up a spoiler. Like, it's just in my nature. It doesn't take away from the book. I'm the girl who loves a good Hallmark movie and knows exactly how it's going to end, but just wants to see how we get there. So I looked it up and saw who she's mated to. I saw where the second book was going, and I just did not think that it was good for me to continue with the spice and with everything. So I knew what happens, generally speaking. Do I know all the nitty-gritty details? No, but I'm just like, I can't see that affecting my read of Zodiac Academy that much. I feel like it probably adds to the experience, but I don't know that it necessarily would take anything away. So therefore, I did not finish this book. And about this time, I feel like I got into a little bit of a reading slump. So there was a couple things that happened. First off, I DNF'd Savage Fae. Second, I booked a Disney World trip with my family, and I got massively in the headspace of Disney and started watching videos about Disney and all this stuff, and just kind of fell off on my reading a little bit. And I think also deviating from the Zodiac Academy series and going to the Ruthless Boys of Zodiac Academy just took me back a step. Like, it took me out of the story, and I wasn't as excited anymore about it because I'd been in this other story. So it just really overall was not a good time for me. And so then I started reading, I think you were supposed to read the book about Darius and Orion. And before Tori and Darcy get to Zodiac Academy, I skipped that one too. Maybe I was wrong, but I skipped that one. And then I went ahead and did The Awakening as told by the boys, because I thought that would be really interesting to see their points of view on everything. And I gave that 5 stars. I thought that was a very good book. I mean, after the first book, I really feel like you get all their points of view anyway. So it was just nice to have. And it gives you just a little bit more background on some of the stuff that was going on. And I don't know, I just thought it was really good. I love seeing their points of view and just the battles and struggles that they deal with having these two girls who they weren't prepared for come into their life, and battling the romantic tension and everything. I thought it was very good, but it took me a very long time to get through, again, because I was kind of in a reading slump. I was watching videos throughout the day instead of reading, and I would only read at night, which gave me probably 30 minutes to an hour of reading time, and so it just took me a little while to get through it. I will say I'm almost done with Cursed Fates. I have probably about 2 hours left of reading, but it's definitely not going to get done before June ends, so that will be for next month's video. But I will say I'm fully back into Zodiac Academy and super excited about it. It just took me a little while to get there. I am going a little bit slower than I was initially, but I am so excited and I can't wait to finish the series and to get further. Right now, I'm so sad about the series, which if you've read, you know, but I've heard good things, and I've heard that I'm in for a good time, so I can't wait to finish it. Yeah, so that was my June wrap-up and my explanation of why all my books were slow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you did. Leave some comments down below of any books that you guys read or any books that you think that I might like. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.